Yes, Mindy.
Oh no, that was really excellent.
Okay.
That was excellent, helpful.
Okay. Good.
Thank you.
Here, Jim is saying, is the formless the same as emptiness? Yes, I would say so. The formless is the same as emptiness. Now, emptiness is a term that perhaps I would reserve it to an aspect of consciousness. See, consciousness is, as Roy was explaining, is dynamic, is flowing. Yeah, is this perceiving as a verb. Notice that it's a verb. Perceiving is a verb. This perceiving of all the inputs that are coming, are being noticed or perceived by consciousness. This perceiving, I would say that in that regard, consciousness is a verb more than a noun. Now, there seems to be a state where consciousness withdraw itself, or awareness withdraw itself, in deep meditation into itself, like the exercise we were doing a moment ago during the meditation, and as it withdraws into itself, it comes to a point where we could say that awareness has disappeared. But it's not that it has really disappeared. It has become totally interiorized. Yeah. So we could say with more precision that attention has disappeared, in the sense that nothing is being given attention whatsoever. And then, as a result of that enormous interiorization of consciousness, then there is this realization that is called the nothingness, because in that there is nothing, nothingness, the void, the emptiness. Another name that perhaps is even more productive and beneficial would be, instead of nothingness, beingness. Because the only thing that is not gone at that moment is beingness.
Oh, beingness.
Beingness. Beingness. That is not gone. Attention is gone. The objects of perception are gone. The sensory inputs are gone. Everything is gone, but beingness is there. So beingness is the best name, probably, better than nothingness or void, to describe that state. And it has been called, if I remember, something like Sahaya or Sahaya Samhadi. Sahaya Samhadi, right. But again, we are talking about the same, the formless, but the formless flowing out or flowing in, yeah, inwards, and staying inwards.
That would be what people call nirvikalpa samadhi.
So Roy is saying that people call this nirvikalpa samadhi.
Oh,
yeah, I think that these are a little bit of, there's quite a few definitions there, like, because, for example, in the teachings of Yogananda, which were the teaching that I learned some of the things, nirvikalpa samadhi was reserved, in fact, not for Sahaya Samhadi, which is the total interiorization in deep meditation, but the total identification with the divine in the activity, in the middle of activity, meaning Samadhi in the activity. Yeah.
Oh, that's not typical yogic.
Yeah, it's atypical, yes.
The usual yogic literature says nirvikalpa samadhi is when you're withdrawing from all objects into pure formless consciousness, and right. Sahaja is open-eyes samadhi, where you're in samadhi and functioning in the world.
Right. So Roy is saying that would be, Yogananda might have been an atypical definition. But anyway, these are definitions. It's just that. And these things are experiences available, and That's all. The pursuing of spiritual experiences is something that I would say that it's not desirable, because it will put you in a spin, turning you into a seeker again. Yeah. So once the awakening happens and you realize that never was me, it's a good idea to stop the search. And it's still paradoxical, because the mind-body organism is far from perfect, so still there will be there some level of search, but it will be devoid of what could be rightly called spiritual anxiety. The spiritual anxiety of having to attain or obtain some particular spiritual experiences or group of spiritual experiences, which is something that kind of accompanies every seeker throughout their search. It's kind of a quiet desperation, and trying hard and meditating so much, and it's not happening, and all of that, that is a whole mental conundrum around seeking that creates a lot of unhappiness. So a spiritual experience like that, you can summon them, create the intention. It would be nice to have them, and perhaps meditate and see if they come to you, but in a relaxed way, without any straining or discipline to, I have to attain this is my salvation, my salvation. I have to be saved,
Then it becomes seeking.
Then you become a seeker, and with great identification with that position. So any other question online or in person?